Okay, so one of our YouTube followers put in a request to have an update on the pond, and I think that's awesome. I think it's pretty cool when followers kind of interact, and I don't have a whole lot of followers, but Delicate Dragonfly put in a request to get an update on the pond. So you can see that since last year when the pond was put in, a lot more boulders have been built up, and the waterfall has been kind of redesigned. You'd have to look at previous videos, and my son has kind of found a piece of driftwood, and we kind of made a little bridge. We were going to get some little gnomes from Hobby Lobby and make kind of a gnome crossing bridge, and we haven't really done that. And one of the biggest things that we've done this spring is we made a kind of a bridge, you know, deck that kind of walks out from the main deck out to the pond. And you can see Lily there is sitting in my chair where I like to sit and take in the evenings and just kind of look out over the field. And so we've had some stones made from Maryville Monument. Really awesome monument place. They do a lot of amazing work with stonework. My little Tennessee gnome there is a little worse for wear, but we've done a lot of work. Today is maintenance day. On Saturdays, I like to kind of get the pond cleaned up. It's kind of late summer. This hackberry, I can't stand this hackberry. You can see those pillows over there covered with black junk. The stones are a little bit faded from that black soot or whatever the crap a hackberry puts off. And also, it's hotter than 7 kinds of hell out here. So I've got a little bit of, it's a little difficult to see, but there's some long strand algae starting to grow, and you can see the algae growth on the boulders from just that spike in heat we've seen this week in the sun. And we've had some storms blow through East Tennessee, and then the spikes in heat, so that really promotes algae growth. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to pull the filter out of the biofalls, and I'm going to pull the filter out of the skimmer there, clean it up, and then I'm going to add this API Algae Fix and API AccuClear. And what that'll do is that'll clear this water up, which the water clarity is pretty good. I just always like to add both of them together, and it'll get the water crystal clear by tomorrow. And that algae, it'll take probably 2 to 4 days, and probably that whole bottle in that 2 to 4 day time span, and that algae will be cleared up. And it being late summer, I probably won't treat for water clarity and algae again. So, and then of course I'll put the beneficial bacteria in the water as well. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and pull these filters out and get them cleaned up and go ahead and treat the water. But you can see we've put some lilies in. There's some, I got those water baskets. You can kind of see them from Lowe's. Got some gravels in there, and then of course some pond soil that doesn't just fall to pieces in the water, and put some lilies in there. I got those off Amazon. A couple other little Amazon bought plants. Some other lilies. They this one didn't bloom today, but right there is a pretty little flower bloom that comes off that lily. And that one over there, it looks like it's gone dormant. Hey, a plane! So, but anyways, I'm gonna do a little pond maintenance. We'll go through that together. And okay, I got the filters out of the biofalls, and this one's out of the skimmer. Biofalls, you can see these things are pretty well disgusting. You can see that crap, and it's probably literally fish crap coming out of that filter. And what? Oh wow, yeah. I probably let them go a little bit long, but right now in East Tennessee, it's hay cutting time. It's been dry for about a week and a half now, and it's getting ready to rain tomorrow. And the next few days, so they're trying to collect hay. So I really hate cleaning these right now because these are really just going to act as a hay dust filter, but we're going to go ahead and spray them. And you can see that stuff just coming out of there. But you've got to do this once a week, sometimes once every 3 or 4 days. I just come out here on the front sidewalk where my water spigot is and clean them up really good. I mean, you can see the difference. Just keep these filters clean. Having a backyard pond isn't a whole lot of work, but there is some work involved, and this is one of the most necessary steps. And the reason, like you heard me say, I'll be adding beneficial bacteria whenever I treat the pond. There is a lot of beneficial bacteria and nutrients in these filters, so when the water circulates from the pond pump, it's running through these filters and just keeps running those bacteria and nutrients. We're going to replace it whenever we put that bacteria back into the water. I mean, you're just basically, when you have a backyard pond like this, it's just kind of a self-contained ecosystem that you have to kind of supplement with bought, you know, well, supplements. So this is one of the more necessary maintenance steps to having a backyard pond. I've had these filters. These are the original filters I bought with that Amazon pond kit. Next spring, I'll probably leave these in the pond for the winter, but I'll probably replace these filters next spring when I fire the pond up after the long winter. But this is one of the maintenance steps to having a backyard pond. So like I said, in East Tennessee right now, they're full on with baling hay right now. I don't know if you can see on this video, but all that dust that's getting kicked up out of that baler is getting filtered through the pond and the pool, and so I really hate cleaning these filters because it's just going to get kind of mucked up again overnight. But so this is the biofalls. You got your bio balls that kind of just, I think there's 750 bio balls in there, and they kind of have a surface area that retain the beneficial bacteria, and as the water flows over that waterfall, it's bringing that beneficial bacteria back into the pond. So what I like to do, you can see some leaves down in here. I'll clean that out, clean out some of this other mess, kind of feel around. Watch out for toads and turtles. I've had a few in there that have scared the immortal hell out of me. Put that filter element back in and press it down. Put the bio balls in like that. And then as the pump from down there at the skimmer pumps water, the water hose runs right through here into the inlet. Right through there, it'll flow over the waterfall. Now I just covered up with this rock, so I'm going to go and cover it up with that rock, and then we'll put the filter element down there. Okay, so we've got the rock back up there, and down here at the skimmer basket, you can see that we've got some more filter element down here. You've got this skimmer net. I've cleaned it out, but another leaf went in there. So we'll shake that out, and that just kind of keeps the leaves out of the pump. Got a stick in here. Get that stick out. So you clean that out. The filter element slides right in there. Put this plastic cover back on. And whenever I installed it, I put the power right here with the GFI. We'll go ahead and plug her back in and wait. She'll start pumping. It should flow right over that. Yep, here we go. Now, one thing that I read about and learned about is, you can see right there, that's called barley straw. Barley straw is another little thing that I learned about, a little tip and trick, is that water runs through that barley straw and it'll filter out that water as well. You can buy some barley powder and it acts as a filter. You can just pour that barley powder into the water, but of course it'll get filtered out and you'll wind up rinsing it out of the filters. But that barley straw, you can see that water is just running right through it, and it'll help filter that water and keep water clarity up as well. And you won't waste a whole lot of money on these chemicals that I'm getting ready to pour in. It's hard to see them from this angle, but we'll check out the fish in just a second after I mix up the water treatments. Okay, so the filters have been maintenance, cleaned, and all that stuff. Like I said, I use Aquascape Beneficial Bacteria. It's a concentrate. I know for the gallons that I have in this pond, and that's important to know when you have a backyard pond, is the gallons that you have in it. So you can use the API products. And then this is just a GNC Pro Performance cup that I have, but it's got the graduations on the side. And I've done this so many times, I know how much Algae Fix, AccuClear, and any other chemical that I use, or additive. I think chemical is a little harsh term, but additive that I use, I pour them in this, and that's that beneficial bacteria. And then of course the Algae Fix and AccuClear. And you can see those fish are getting enormous. They look beautiful. They're growing, they're healthy. I've got some leaves on the bottom that I need to clean out. One thing before fall hits full on is I'm going to get some PVC pipe, and I'm going to just build a perimeter around this pond with PVC and get some of that netting that you can get zip tied to that PVC frame that I'm going to build, and hopefully keep all of these leaves out of the pond over the fall, because that was one of the biggest struggles I had, is keeping leaves out of it over the winter shutdown. So that's one thing that is going to be a huge benefit going into the winter. But you just take this porridge, and I try to pour it right on top of that aerator there, and it'll distribute it. You can see it just kind of distributing around. The fish went under their cave because they don't know what's going on. And then I'll fill that cup up with a little bit of water to get the rest of the stuff out. That goldfish is wondering what's going on. And then just pour the rest of it out. And that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll come back out and check out, see what's going on. You can see that other goldfish is wondering what's going on also. Those goldfish are real curious critters. The koi, they don't care. They're just going to hide until the coast is clear. So, but yeah, we'll come back out tomorrow. I think it's going to rain tomorrow. But if we can, we're going to come out and see how the clarity is and see if this bacteria is cleared up. So, anyways, we'll see you tomorrow. Alright, it's the next morning after treating the pond and doing some maintenance. You can see that water clarity is really good. See all the way to the pond, and I need to clean up all those leaves from that last storm we got. All these leaves and trees that blow around and let the leaves fall into the pond. So I got to get all that cleaned out. But that piece of algae that I was showing you yesterday is cleared up. So those treatments work really well. They're a little bit costly, but you don't have to do that stuff every week. It's just kind of, as you see this stuff pop up, you treat the pond, and there's a treatment for about everything. pH, low pH, high pH, all kinds of stuff. But over there in the distance this morning, there's some turkeys that are kind of wandering around the field now that they've cut all that hay. It's pretty cool. So, but anyways, that's just kind of an update video, weekly maintenance video on the backyard pond. Thanks for tuning in. Share the video if you liked it, and hit the subscribe button.